You are kind of tracking some interesting weather that's going to be coming through as well.
Yeah, we'll have some rain again for Saturday night, so we'll want to be inside. So if you wanted to watch something but you struggle with knowing what to watch, so many options, our first live guest can help you with that.
Absolutely. Want to welcome now film critic Dale Pollak. You know his face. You see him every Friday here with us. He always has fantastic suggestions. Good morning, Dale. Thank you for being with us.
Good morning, Christina. Good morning, Jacqueline.
Good morning. So the first question, I've seen this a couple times as I've been scrolling. Tell us about Lady Chatterley's Lover on Netflix. Is that how you say it?
Lady Chatterley's Lover.
Okay.
This is based on the D.H. Lawrence novel that was written early in the 20th century. It was very controversial. It was banned from the United States and England for years. And this is, I believe, the third version of it. Okay. And I found it ultimately unsatisfying. I mean, there are very good actors. Emma Corrin, who played Princess Diana in last season of The Crown, plays the noblewoman here, who takes up with the horse stableman. And he's played by Jack O'Connell. They're both good, but the film just doesn't have any, series doesn't have any really bite to it. And you're wondering, why was this remade? I will say the one reason why it was remade is this is an X-rated version. It has full frontal nudity. If this was released in a theater, it would carry an NC-17 rating. So parents beware, do not let your minors watch Lady Chatterley's Lover. They will really get an eyeful.
Oh, well, I mean, that's certainly a good reminder to tell folks.
Especially when you hear a classic, too.
Yeah.
You think, oh, the kids can see this, no problem. So good.
Not this one, not this one. So ultimately, good acting, but kind of a story that just lies there and doesn't go anywhere. And ultimately, I didn't believe the love affair between these two characters. And that's critical to the success of the film. And that's why I gave it only 2 popcorns. I will add that my wife really liked this film. So maybe it was just I was in a bad mood that night. I'm not sure, but it didn't work for me. And that's why it's getting 2 popcorns.
Okay, Dale. I mean, 50-50 is not a bad shot.
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad.
Could be worse.
All right, well, one streaming platform we often don't end up talking about a lot is Showtime, but there is something on there that might be grabbing our attention. Can you speak on that one?
Yes, that's a documentary series, 4 episodes, about Phil Spector. And if you don't know Phil Spector, you know his music. He created the wall of sound in the late 1950s and early 60s with the Ronettes and other groups. He produced everybody from John Lennon on and was a legend in the movie business, but always a very weird guy, almost from the start. And this documentary really covers his entire life and his career, and I found it very compelling, even though he is a person you would not want to spend 2 minutes with, because he's so aggressive, he's so strange, very consciously so, and he took his skill and turned it into something really kind of warped and sick, and he ends up murdering a young actress who he barely knows, and right now he is in a life sentence in prison. So it's a pretty dramatic telling of a fall from grace. Here was one of the most powerful men in the music business, and he ends up being convicted of murder.
Wow.
So I don't know of any other series or character quite like this. That's why I gave it 3 popcorns. It's not the most compelling series because honestly, you don't want to hang out with this guy. But watching what he does and watching what happens to him, I found to be pretty fascinating.
Wow, I didn't know any of that story
Me
either.
neither.
It's very fascinating.
It's almost like sometimes those are the things that catch our attention, like seeing car crashes or something like that. You do like to see sometimes what happens or what causes somebody to go off the rails.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
These kind of documentaries give you the room to explore that.
Yeah. All right. So is this next one a documentary or is it a original series, The Low Country on HBO Max?
It's also a documentary, and this is about the South Carolina family. This was national headlines.
Oh, right.
In which the father was convicted of shooting his wife and his son for insurance purposes. And one charge led to another. This is the downfall of a dynasty. And even if you don't really, again, like any of these people, watching what happens to them is pretty compelling. Alex Murdaugh, who was the father in this case, a very successful lawyer that kind of dominated a small town, Hampton, South Carolina, And then he ran into financial problems, and that led to one bad decision after another. It ends up with his son and his wife dead, and he is convicted of their murders, even though he claimed his innocence right up to the time where he went into jail. So it's interesting, in 2 of the 3 things I'm reviewing this morning, the perpetrators are in prison for a good reason. And I found Low Country, which I didn't know much about the family or the setting, to be really pretty interesting. And you certainly see why these things are occurring, but you don't understand ultimately the motivation for why someone would slay his wife and his son. And that question really goes unanswered because you can't get inside someone's head to really understand their motivation. Filmmakers try here, they don't completely succeed. So I think ultimately you're left a little unsatisfied because you really don't know, why did he do this other than money? And that catch-all description doesn't really explain this story.
Well, Dale, I mean, one of the things about this is that this is more recent, more than anything. So it's going to also take a little bit, probably more time to figure out the true motive.
Right.
Yes, and the headlines are still coming out of this case, so it's not over yet, even though he's in prison.
And I remember kind of at the peak of this too, it kind of felt like it couldn't possibly be real. It felt very stranger than fiction. So
yes, you felt
interesting.
Hollywood had invented this, but real life is often stranger than fiction.
It often is. And Dale, what do you give this one? What's your rating here?
I give this 3 popcorns because I couldn't stop watching it.
Awesome.
Okay.
I wanted to see what happened next. Always a good sign in a streaming series.
For sure. Well, thank you so much, Dale. If you like these suggestions, you can consider checking out Dale's website for more. It's dalempolick.com. So looking pretty good there. So that website there on your screen. And here's a look also at your picks for the week in case you needed the reminder.